Hello and welcome to Mike's Garage. If you've already subscribed to our channel, thank you. If you haven't as yet, please do. And when you do, please tap on the little notification bell so you'll be notified each time we put up a new video. If you tap on the little like button, we appreciate that too. Well, as we continue with Jim's Fatboy here, we've done the complete top end, carburetor's back on, we've gotten all that stuff done. We didn't do a video on every little thing. We wanted to keep going and get this thing done. We've got the pipes back on it, we've got the air cleaner on it, we've got the tanks on it. It's almost ready to go, but in doing this, we're also servicing the bike. So we took the time, changed the fluids and all that. Jim's doing a little work on his brake pedal. Again, it's an extra long pedal to go with the forward controls because Jim's a tall guy. So what he asked me to do was to put a new primary chain on it. And it's due for a new primary chain, so I pulled the outer cover off. And we're ready to go. So what I'm going to do now is take the primary apart in preparation for the new chain. Now, I think it's a very cool setup. Jim has a Fisher dampener, vibration damper. He has a Pro clutch. He has an M6 automatic chain tensioner. And these are all things he's been enjoying for a long time. But like I said, he's due for a new chain. So we're going to do that now. First thing is to get the shifters in the way. So one of my little things I like to do, especially if I'm working on someone else's bike, is I take a marker and I mark right there on the end of the shaft where the split is in the lever. That way, I'll put it right back on in the same place he had it. Otherwise, he's going to say, hey man, my foot got hung up. So there it is. I already cracked it loose a minute ago. They don't normally come off that easy, but it's off. I have a habit of putting a bolt right back where it goes, which is another thing I'd like to mention. People say, well, you're so well organized. I'm trying to be well organized for the YouTube video so that you can see how things go. I take things apart. Here's a good way to look at it. Take it apart like you're the one who's going to put it back together again. All the screws that came out of the primary, you know, on this model, there's only 2 different sizes. On other models, there'll be 3 different size bolts. If I lay them out in order, yeah, I know which way they go. But if I lay them out in order, I don't have to think about it. All I have to do is take them and one by one reinstall them in the holes they came out of. So let me quit yakking and get this done. First thing I want to do, I think I want to crack the motor sprocket loose first. And I can't remember what size the nut in there is because they differ from different years. Okay, now remember your motor pulley, sprocket, whichever you have, is always a right-hand drive. Sorry if I didn't warn anybody there was going to be noise. Okay, we'll put this over here. And then we'll take the tensioner loose. I take this stuff apart in order so I can remember how it goes. Same thing again, just preparing yourself. And this is how it was. That's it, it's all loose. Next thing is, we got to get to that, we got to get to the nut in the, that holds the clutch on. Let's see now. This would be an 11/16. And it is a right-hand thread. I'm being real careful not to criticize Jim for making things too tight or anything, because what he tells me is I'm the one who put it there.
Can't hide from the truth, Mike.
That's funny. Okay. Now we're going to take, could have sworn I put a little chisel here. Here it is. These keepers off of here. Again, this is a Rivera Pro clutch. I've done them for years and years. Get those keepers loose. Flatten them down a little. Now, this is one of those things where you don't want to warp anything. So you loosen them all a little at a time so that it's not held on all crookedly. Now, if I'm real lucky, I'll be able to take most of this clutch off, basket and all, take it in one piece. But what we're doing here is we're gradually loosening the tension on the clutch spring. Now, other than, unlike early bikes that have coil springs, this is much newer stuff, 1997, and it has what we call a diaphragm spring. It's one piece of spring steel. And we're just about there. I can kind of feel them loosening up. I got ahead of myself there. And they're just about loose. I can feel it. Whoops. A little bit more there. Okay. I'll take that off in one piece and lay it down. And the next piece. Okay. There it is. Now we're in. Now, do I have the right size socket? Apparently not. So it's in here. And this is 1 5/16. So possibly 1 1/8. Maybe it's 1 1/4. 1 5/16. This is 1 1/8. No, it's not. Do we have a 1 1/4 here? One 3/16. That's the one. Okay. Now we're going to fire up that compressor again, or at least use the impact. So we're going to make some noise. Now this is a left-hand thread. So to loosen it, it's going to go to the right hand. And there it is. My throat is dry. Is there any water around? I had a bottle of water, right? Excuse me. Wow. Excuse me. There it is. Okay. So what we have done is we have taken this whole thing apart and it's ready to go back together. And we'll be doing that on our next video. So until then, I'll see you out on the road.